Hi, my name is Steve Larson, and this is session 4 of 5 sessions that are giving you 5 principles on how you as parents can increase your influence in the lives of your young people, especially in those key ages between 10 and 18. Session 4 grows out of a difficulty that I always had as a dad. I want to give you a dumb illustration. My son was actually a great baseball player. And I remember one game he went 3 for 4, which if he went 3 for 4 in the major leagues, he'd make about $1 billion a year. Nobody would ever touch him. After he went 3 for 4 that day, guess which at bat I focused on? The one where he didn't get the hit. And I started focusing on, son, if you do this better, you would have gotten a hit here. If you would have waited on that curveball a little better, whatever the advice was, I focused on his failure when 3 out of 4 times he succeeded. This, I think, is a little bit of human nature. I'll give you another really dumb illustration. I have always had a trouble remembering to close kitchen cupboards when I'm done in the kitchen. And I have worked really hard over the last years, and I've increased my batting average from about 50% to about 90%. About 9 out of 10 times I close the cupboard doors. Guess what Connie notices? When the cupboard door is open. And I think it's a little bit human nature. We tend to focus on what's out of place rather than what's in place. So if our kids' rooms are 80% clean, what do? We spot the things that are out of order and we point those out. Here's the principle, and it grew out of a book that I read years ago by a man by the name of Ken Blanchard. It's called The 1 Minute Manager. The book is about 100 pages long, but I can summarize the book in one statement. Catch them doing something right. So often as parents, we think if we compliment our children, it's going to make them complacent. It's going to make them not want to grow. I want to share with you exactly the opposite is going to happen. When your kids discover that they are winning your approval, when they are winning your respect, when they are winning your praise, it's just going to motivate them to want to try even harder because they feel like they're winning with you. On the other hand, if no matter what you do, you find something wrong, your kids are going to learn, why try? There's nothing I can do to please my mom or to please my dad. This principle is powerful. Now, I want to help to illustrate what it's not, and then I want to illustrate what it is. Catching them doing something right is not throwing bumper stickers at your kids. It's not saying, oh, you can do whatever you put your mind to, or you're going to win today, or you're going to do the best you could be. It's not silly slogans. That your young person realizes that has nothing to do with them. It's some bumper sticker you read or some slogan you read on the internet. No, catching them doing something right is developing a pattern in life where you're looking for signs of growth. You're looking for signs that they're getting it. You're looking for signs that they did something right and worthy of praise. And you specifically praise them for what they've done or for what you're seeing. You don't overdo it. That actually begins to take away from that. But to say, son, I know you've been having trouble keeping your room clean, and I just walked by and it was pretty neat. And I just want to tell you, I noticed that and I'm really proud of you. That's it. It doesn't have to be a big deal. But what that does to your son or to your daughter, it gives them this wonderful sense. I'm winning with mom. I'm winning with dad. I'm actually doing something that pleases them. And a couple of things are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to motivate the behavior you want to see. And number 2, that praise becomes a wonderful lubricant in your relationship so that when you have difficult things to talk with about them, you've got an oil that's going to smooth out the friction. So a couple of things that are important to do. Number 1, as parents, agree on the things that you want to see in your kids. We talked in session 2 about being on the same page. This is part of that agreement. What are our expectations for our young person about taking out the trash, about keeping his room clean, about what time to be home when she's watching kids and babysitting for them? Having agreement about those, and then thanking them for doing what you've asked them to do. Or bonus points if they do something that you didn't ask them to do. Let's say your young person just sees dishes on the table and they just, without even being asked, and it's not even their job night to do that, they pick things up. Boy, that's when you go, wow, you are developing character qualities that are going to bless you for the rest of your life. Secondly, be patient where you see your young person is weak. I was not a good student. And because of that, I didn't have high expectations for my kids. So it drove Connie crazy, but when they got a B, I praised them like they were getting a 4.2 average. And Connie wasn't real excited about praising them for that. What happened, interestingly enough, is when I praised them, it actually motivated them to do better on their schoolwork because they liked hearing those words of praise. So the principle is catch them doing something right. Don't focus on what they do wrong. And again, feel free to point out what they're doing wrong, but point it out in the context that you're a person that's catching them doing something right. You will have more and more influence in the life of your young person if you do that.